All right, episode 3. What we got going on episode 3? What did I say in the last episode? Oh, so we're gonna make the bash bar that'll mount the radiator, the air to water intercooler, and hopefully the heat exchanger. And then, maybe if we get it done quick enough, I'll start running some intercooler piping,
Down.
and drop a lot of the major stuff for powder coating, like the intake manifold, the valve covers, drop some stuff off for Cerakoting, and once I get it back, hopefully, man, I'm just waiting on my harness guy. Once I get that harness, I could just start wiring up the car and get this thing going. Oh man, I still gotta do axle. Dang, I gotta drop that off. Matter of fact, I gotta make that a priority because those take a while to make. But yeah, so we're getting pretty close to getting the car done. I'm hoping to have the car done sometime in July. Yeah, sometime in July. So that way, I think there's like an event we're trying to go to in Verona, and then there's another, I think, H days in September. So hopefully we can make that too. We can have my car and Miles' car both running at the same time. His is a lot easier to get done, as far as like what needs to get done to it. Mine is just, I'm literally putting a V6 in a car that came with a 4-cylinder from factory. Not to mention it was front wheel drive from the factory as well. So, but yeah, so that's all we gotta do, and that's the plan. Yeah, you notice how the car is like not here. It's actually outside. My brother-in-law was actually tinting my windows for my truck, so I didn't want him working out in this Southern California heat, because it's really hot. So that gave me the excuse to clean my garage up and actually move the car outside and dust it off and wash it off. So let's go check it out. I haven't seen it since on the floor since it had the K series in there. But yeah, that's how it sits right now. You definitely would not tell that there's a V6 in there. Let's get this taken out. But yeah, don't mind the hood. This hood is bad luck for me. I gotta get another one. But gave me the chance to practice on cutting the holes out for the hood exit, so that came out pretty good. But that's how it sits. That's how the radiator and the air to water intercooler is gonna sit. Looking tough. There's my hood problem. Good old wood. Set that up right here somehow. Prop that up. Man, struggling over here. Dude, come on. I'm having some technical difficulties. Oh, we good. Hold it up there for a second. But yeah, this is crazy. J32 A3 inside an 8 gen. Little nuts, it's a little wild. But you can kind of see how everything's gonna pretty much sit in there. There's little room, but just enough to get everything to work. What you motherfuckers knowing where I live. Car's actually registered too, by the way. That's just, I don't know, when I go to the track, I wear it. Have it on. But yeah, there's the jag diff. All mounted. Damn, this freaking asphalt's freaking hot. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, don't roast me in the comments. Damn. But yeah, that's how it is. I think Miles is probably coming over later on today to help me bend some tube, so we can get this stuff mounted and going. Yeah, never would have thought I'd do something this dumb. So this is Mr. Rev Hard thinking really hard. So what's the plan?
We just keep bending pipes until we get the right one.
Oh, damn. I thought there was a plan.
Plan.
Yeah. So it's funny. So Miles had this. He's been having this tube bender for how long? Longer than I've been born?
When were you born?
93.
97.
Okay, so it's really, so it's old. But he had a pedal on here that would like leak hydraulic fluid like all over my driveway. And, you know, I got tired of it.
I have a way better one. I have a way better one, more expensive, and one of my friends borrowed it, and I can't remember who. Once I remember,
I'm gonna go collect.
uncle to go get it back.
Which one?
That's like $5,000. Maybe like Uncle Jay from Vegas or something.
Hey Joe, we're gonna go collect.
Joe.
We can go get Joe.
Oh, Joe. Oh, you gotta show a picture of Joe when he's trying to call you.
I'll insert a picture of Joe in here.
Just picture of Joe when he's trying to call you.
Joe might actually shoot me. Keep messing with him.
When you don't pick up his call.
Oh no, I ain't gonna do that. That's a separate group chat. But anyway, long story short, I got tired of the pedal leaking hydraulic fluid all over the place, so I went and got him a new one. And I'm really excited for him to use it because you know, if you have the right tools, you get this, you know, the job done a lot quicker.
Should put some freaking like flamethrower on this.
It was a little machine gun. You got an old gun we could just throw on there?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna get him set it up with the tube bender, so that way I can learn, because that's one of the things I really don't know how to do. So I guess you'll watch me mess up. Roast me on my lack of tools. He needed an angle finder. I don't have one, so is this the old school?
I guess we just follow the bend.
It's gonna be the same bend, right?
So.
Huh?
Oh shit. Oh man.
Damn. All right, so we pushed the car back in the garage, and we tacked up the bar for the, I guess, bash bar, the intercooler mount, and all that stuff like that. I just have to break the tacks and re-tack it while it's on the car because it warped a little bit. So make some progress on this, and then I'll end up making some plates. I'll make some plates that go bolt onto here, and then I'll have a tube that'll come right here on both sides. And it'll be nice and sturdy, and then I'll figure out where, you know, the intercooler needs to mount, the radiator and all that. But yeah, we're making progress on this. I mean, once this, you know, once the radiator and the intercooler is all mounted, well, yeah, once that's mounted along with the heat exchanger and the water box, like I'm literally gonna take all the hot parts off, you know, and some of the stuff that's going to get like powder coated, drop it off. And, you know, once my harness is done, I'll start wiring up this thing. But I mean, we're not too far off from like getting a, you know, first startup. I'm really curious to see like how this is gonna actually sound, because I don't think anybody's really kind of done anything like this. I don't know, we'll see, but really curious. So right now I'm making templates for the bash bar to weld on. So once we bend the bars, we'll weld it directly to these plates that I'll make out of metal, and these bolt onto the factory crash bar location. It's very tight right here in this area. We were thinking about going like this, but because of the bumper, how it is, like it's really narrow, might have to like weld on, so bolt them on here and then have like a tab that comes off to maybe have it angle towards this area, so that way this will be nice and, you know, sturdy. Should be able to support my fat ass. So making progress. Plates are done now, all cut up. Give them a quick little polish with a little fiber pad. The idea is we thought we're gonna be able to probably go here, but because of how narrow the bumper is and I don't want to cut it, I might just have to build a bracket, just a little angle iron right off of here, and have the pipe going this way to give it some support. Should be no problem. So that's kind of the idea, how everything's gonna pretty much sit up in the car behind the bumper. Getting closer, getting a lot closer. Can't wait to actually do a dig in this thing. I'm very curious to see how this is gonna do for my dig, you know. So I made these off camera just to get stuff done a lot quicker, because I'm over working on this thing. So I bent these bars, you know, I kind of took me a couple tries, but I got it. So I bent these bars, it'll weld directly onto this plate over here. And then I notched this bar and it'll weld on directly onto here. Off camera, I already fit up the bumper and everything. Everything seems like it's gonna fit up pretty good after, you know, a little bit of modifications. So what I'm gonna do now is fully weld it all. And then I have to make another bar. Sorry for the noise if you guys hear it. That'll weld from this edge over here to the other part over here of that bar. And then that should be done. And once I fully weld that, I'll make some tabs to weld the radiator and intercooler over here. And hopefully get this done by the week so I could actually drop off this stuff for some Cerakote. But I'm making my way. There it is. Welding is probably not the greatest because of I got a lot of wind going on right now. But so I pretty much just grinded it off and just, you know, I'm gonna powder coat this thing anyway, so you're not gonna see it. But it passed my full weight test as you see it in the time lapse, but yeah, it's all done. Still a little bit of, you know, work to do. Still got to make tabs for that stuff over there, but making progress. You guys have no idea how bad I want to drive this thing, because I am so over working on this dang thing. It's just been so much work and time, but slowly getting there. All right, Miles, so we're back over here working on the trash can. So what's the theory of with this?
Theory?
Theory.
What the hell? We're just winging it.
Oh, all right.
Secret though, less air that goes through the engine bay, less wind drag.
We're doing aerodynamic stuff.
Yep.
Also, we need to mount those, so kind of kills two birds with one stone, I guess. So that's all done. The bar. And now we're moving on to this, so we can hopefully, hopefully get done with this done, so we can drop off stuff for coating. And what's after this? Wiring. And hopefully be done with the thing soon.
You do wiring?
Hold on. I do a little bit.
You still waiting for that one guy to...
Man, don't even get me started. Don't even. I sent the message this morning. Don't even get me started on that one.
My goodness.
He says he's gonna get it done, so we'll see. We'll see.
Damn, how heavy is this shit?
How heavy was it? 30 pounds a piece?
5 pounds?
Yeah. So about 32 a piece.
I can't think with this stuff.
I know, you just put it on when you're about to cut. I didn't know why I had mine on too.
All right, he's got a cameraman for his blog.
Just this one time.
Hey, you actually look good in this camera. You're kind of ugly in my freaking camera.
Hey. All right, so we finished. Well, we didn't finish, but we got some of it done. So usually when we do like a bumper bar of some sort on any car we do, there's a weight test. I weigh about 200 pounds.
Plus 50.
But damn, plus 50, you know. So hey, if you see me bust my ass on this camera, you know it ain't gonna work.
Hey, it's gonna be on bloopers. He steps on it right on the freaking gap too.
Yeah, I think we're good, man.
Man, I've never seen this kind of testing before. Usually you step on the bar, not on the damn sheet metal.
You know it's good.
Sheet metal that's tack welded only.
All right, I'm good. I'm getting off. All right, so this is what I have right now. Okay, get that out the way. So, gonna weld the bung right there. I already marked it. This is already drilled, and all I gotta do is just cut this a little bit so you know it's nice and clean and flush. So that'll be good. Then I come over here, bolt it on from that side, and then I'm going to, you can kind of see on the back side right there. Let me see if I can focus. Boom, right there. No. It'll weld from the back side right there. And then everything will be all fully mounted. And keep chipping away at this thing. Right here is the intercooler and radiator fully mounted. Welded the bung over there, made an L bracket, welded that tab. Then over here, used another L bracket and used an existing hole that was already there on the radiator, bolted it in, and welded that tab. Now it's all fully welded in there. Well, at least on the front side. I gotta do the back and take off everything. But that's how it's gonna sit. Getting there, we are getting there. Oh, here's that bar that Miles bent and welded some tabs on. Alrighty, now I'm gonna weld this bung onto the top of the radiator, and that's gonna help the heat exchanger sit on top of it. I already welded that one bung, and then the other one goes around this side, and it'll level it out, and it'll sit right on top of the radiator. So I'm gonna go weld that bung on there real quick, and then I'll show you guys how it looks like when it's all mounted up. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much the final product. Kind of whipped this out a lot quicker than we thought. So you got the heat exchanger mounted, the radiator, and the intercooler. Everything's in there solid and ready to go. Man, that looks so good. I also have to cut these off and that weld on some 16 bungs, because that's, you know, the heat exchanger for the intercooler. And then figure out where the water tank is gonna go. Once the water tank is in, I'll mount the water pump and then start running some lines for the heat exchanger and the water pump. That's the water tank that we're trying to use, so we still got to figure out where we're gonna put that. Man, getting closer and closer.